What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in.
Looks like the Clippers just signed a former Celtics player. Now, this Celtic player, to me, I don't really know much about him, but at the same time, there is some upside with him. He is a forward, and position-wise, and his name is Juwan Morgan. Now, he is a forward in position, and I can remember, just looking at him. I think I've seen him in college. I think he came from Indiana. He was averaging like 15 points a game. He was actually putting up some really good numbers in college and stuff. And that's what I remember him from. I don't remember him. I don't remember watching him too much in the NBA because I haven't really, paid attention to him as much because he's been on the very low radar of a team because he hasn't been like in the forefront of a team or anything, which is one reason why a lot of people probably never heard of this guy either. But this player here is a forward. And, I asked myself this, I said before the Clippers really need to add more depth in the center position, the 5 position. They're adding more positions in the guard position and the forward position more than anything. I don't know what their real plan is in regards to that, but it seems like that's where they're setting their sights at a lot. And I think they really need to set their sights more towards that center position, especially due to the fact that, Zubac might not be a go due to his injury that he suffered in playing Euro basketball. I think that's where they really need to set their sights on, but they're loading up in other positions as well to have everything else filled out so they can feel more supreme in those areas, and that's good. But at the same time, I think that you got to try to find a way to better that position as well. This guy here, I'm not saying Juwan, this guy here is not going to be a good player or a good fit with the Clippers or anything like that, but what can he really do with the Clippers? He's not going to be able to add much value except just depth because the Clippers have all their pieces that they need. They got their starting lineups. They know who they want to be interchangeable with in regards to from the starters to the bench players. This guy here might actually play a role when the Clippers might be up by 20 or 30 points, and he might come in there and play a few minutes just to get some playing time, just to get some reps and some rhythm. That might be the only reason or the only way or the only reason why the Clippers would actually play this guy, because really it's no other need to play him because they got all the other pieces that they need in place where they can make moves and play at a high level. So I don't really see much opportunity for this guy here, but at the same time, with his length and his ability to, score, put up some points, his ability to, rebound as well. Actually, he's a pretty good rebounding forward. I mean, because, as I saw in college, he was good at scoring the ball and getting rebounds. He was averaging like 15 and 8, I think, in college, with maybe like 2 assists. So, I mean, the kid definitely can play. But like I said, the playing time that he'll get will be very, very minimal because it's almost like the Clippers have everything in place that they need in regards to players, scoring, and just, they just having the roster set at who's going to play, who's going to be on the court and on time. So looks like the Clippers already have everything they need in that area. So, I mean, right now, you got to look at the situation where, how much playing time will he get and how effective will this guy be with the Clippers if he gets any opportunity to play, because the Clippers have so much depth and so much, as I said, depth in every other area. It's liable that you might see a player from last year that played a lot of minutes might not get hardly no playing time this year because of the Clippers, depth all the way around the board and how many pieces that they have, together, on the floor and everything like that. So, I mean, it's going to be a hard way to go around to get minutes with the Clippers because they got so many people they want to actually implement and put in their offense. It's going to be hard for everybody to get an opportunity because there's only one basketball on the court. And, Kawhi has to get his, PG has to get his, and everybody else comes after that. So, I mean, call it what you want, but some of these pieces that the Clippers are adding, I'm not saying they're not going to be useful. I'm just saying that they need to add more depth in the position where they're most light at, and the most light position that they're in right now is the center position. And, they just signed 3 players a few days ago. I spoke on that in my videos. You can actually go check that video out. But, it's like the Clippers are adding pieces, but I'm waiting for them to add pieces in the area where they're the most thin at, which is that center position. Because me personally, I like Zubac, but at the same time, I don't know if I really trust the fact that Zubac is their only center, and that's the only person they're relying on. They don't have a really good, substantial, backup center, for Zubac. Maybe somebody with a decent name in the NBA, like Mo Bamba. He had a decent name, somebody like that. They had an opportunity to sign some other players too, to add to their nucleus in regards to the center position, or to add their depth in the center position. I think that's where the Clippers should focus their sights on more. Adding these other little pieces here and there is okay, but it's not really doing much for them because they already have enough pieces to be interchangeable. They already have enough pieces to, replace players. I mean, they did it last year. I mean, hell, if PG goes down for some reason, John Wall could step up more or something like that, or whatever. John Wall goes down, they got Reggie Jackson to step in. You see what I'm saying? They have interchangeable pieces in every other position. They don't really have to sign any other players like that to add to their team, except in that center position. And that, now I will say this: if they sign one or two guys on the center position, and then they add somebody else in the point guard or the forward or the shooting guard position, just add a couple players here and there to fill out the roster, that would be fine. But main thing is focus on what you really need more than anything else, and that's center position, and that's more depth in that area, because that's where the Clippers are going to find themselves in a rut if they go in a 7-game series and they don't have that big man that they really trust, maybe not to throw the ball in there to score, but a big man that they really trust to go out there and rebound at a high level and do exactly what they need to get ahead, because the Clippers really need rebounding, they need physicality, and they need a big man that can roll to the basket very well when his number is called upon, because that's what they do with Zubac. They get Zubac to, rebound as good as he can. He has a feathery touch around the rim. The good thing with Zubac, you can throw the ball into him at times and he can go to work himself and score on his own at times. And then on top of that, there's many times where, they played and Kawhi Leonard is at the top of the key, and Zubac sets the pick and roll. Kawhi Leonard gives him a bounce pass straight to the basket, where Zubac flies and cuts to the basket, and it's an easy 2 points. So you need a big man that understands his role in that way too. And this is the reason why I said I think that'd be better to add somebody like that rather than adding this former Celtics player that nobody knows about and nobody really has any real stats on. So I mean, I don't know what the Clippers' plan is in regards to signing players like this who really don't have much value they can give the Clippers in regards to gameplay, unless somebody goes down or something like that, just to have somebody ready and fill out a roster spot. But other than that, I really don't see no reason for them to continuously sign players that they already have much value in those positions for already on their roster. So I'm not really sure what the reason is for the Clippers doing it that way, but either way, they made the decision to sign these players, and they're going to serve value somehow, or they feel like they will. So until they sign another center position or something like that, another piece in that area, if they're able to, which I don't know if they will before All-Star break or trade deadline, but if they do, then that would be great. I mean, if they don't, I think they still have a pretty balanced team enough to give everybody in the league competition, and definitely be in the Western Conference Finals, put themselves in position to go to the finals for the first time in their history. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.